In 12 months of starting YouTube script writing, I was able to sign and write for the biggest channels in the education space, like Davey Fogarty at 400,000 subscribers, Jordan Welch at 1.6 million subscribers, and vidIQ at over 2 million subscribers, alongside other channels like Instantly AI, Brooke Hitting, Hype Theory, etc. And it resulted in this video with over 130,000 views in 7 months, with at least 6 figures in revenue generated, all from one video. And this other video from Brooke with over 210,000 views in 10 months, with easily 6 figures in revenue generated too. And this video for Jordan Welch with 485,000 views in just 1 month, outperforming all of his recent videos. We've worked with all of these channels, which resulted in 50 million plus total views across hundreds of videos and easily 8 figures in revenue generated for clients, all as a 21-year-old scriptwriter, which is pretty good. So today we're going to cover 3 things. Number 1, what makes a good script. Number 2, the 2 concepts that once you learn will make you a top 1% YouTube scriptwriter. And number 3, how do you brainwash viewers to keep watching and love you for it? Said simply, who wants to write a banger script? So before we get into that, I want to give you some background. I started this YouTube channel for 2 reasons. Number 1, I wanted to grow my business with YouTube. And number 2, there isn't really any premium information on script writing out there. Most of the information that I see on YouTube about script writing is pretty surface level. And if you look at most of the content around YouTube scripts, they're about 7 to 15 minutes long. And once I binged all of these videos to learn YouTube script writing, I was left empty and I felt like there was still missing information out there. That's why my goal with this video is to give you all of my knowledge about YouTube script writing that I don't see anyone else talking about, and fill the gap for actionable script writing information for educational channels. I'll give you the simple framework that I've developed so that hopefully you don't have to go around scrolling through 10 other YouTube channels to piece together bits of information, and all you have to do is watch this video. So, are you ready to write scripts so good you literally can't stop going viral? So viral that you just overdose on dopamine by hitting a refresh on your YouTube studio every 5 minutes. So viral that your content prints you hundreds of thousands of dollars on autopilot on individual videos. I've been there. Feels good. So let's talk about what makes a good script. Let me ask you this. Have you ever spent hours and hours on a script and been proud like, oh, that's actually kind of a banger script? And then you upload it and the video's a 10 of 10 and you just want to end it all. Whenever this happens, you have to ask yourself, why did this script not pop off? And the only way to really answer that question is to go back to the base definition of what is a good script. So let me tell you a story. I was in a room with a group of writers and we were just talking about our different approaches to writing scripts. I asked them, what do you think is a good script? And these were their responses. Writer 1 told me, oh, the script needs to be educational and entertaining enough so that it keeps the viewer watching. Writer 2 told me the script needs to have the viewer want to watch from start to end. And Writer 3 told me, he was kind of smart, this is kind of vague, but it must leave the viewer satisfied after watching. And that's the moment that I realized that most people approach YouTube scripts without a base understanding of how YouTube works, because I had a different answer from all of my fellow writers. And while none of them were wrong, this is my definition of a good script. And it's that the script has to have better content than any other YouTube video out there. And if we break this down even more, better content means that it needs to be more advanced, more refined, and more complex than what currently exists on YouTube. Now, this might sound obvious, like no shit Sherlock, but most people forget that YouTube, by nature, is a zero-sum game. What does that mean? A zero-sum game refers to a situation where the result is an advantage for one side and an equivalent loss for the other. So if you think about this with YouTube, if someone chooses to watch someone else's video, that means they aren't watching your video. When someone wins, someone loses. When someone else gets a view, you lose a view. Not every channel can win on YouTube because your audience simply cannot watch everything, right? Your vid and vid number 2, right? They have to choose between one of them. And most YouTubers and most business owners and most creators will create content that they think looks good in a void. But in reality, if your video can't outclass other videos, then your content will lose out, because your video won't get the same eyeball as the other videos or your competitors' videos. So this is my definition of a good script. It has to be better content than any other YouTube video. Okay, so we'll always go back to this base definition. And this is looking at your niche or in overall YouTube. So just make better videos than everyone else, right? Easy, lol. I only mentioned this specific point because this is the frame that you need to think through making a YouTube script. You don't just want to ask yourself, is my script retention optimized? Is my video editing good? Or is my thumbnail eye-catching? you have to be better, right? Your thumbnails have to be better. Your editing has to be better. Your storytelling has to be better. You have to be better. Your content has to be that much better than everyone else's if you want to win on YouTube. Now, of course, right, curiosity gaps, strong storytelling, and engaging hooks are important, but you cannot look at your videos in a vacuum. Because having those doesn't by default mean that your content is good. Good storytelling, good editing, good thumbnails, titles, right? Good is objective, right? But that doesn't equal to good content that wins on YouTube. That's really only the 20% of what makes a script good or what makes a video good. The other 80% is figuring out what makes your content out-sophisticate or outclass all of your competitors in your niche. And that comes down to the research that you do before recording a video. Or in other words, the script, right? Looking at the pre-work. So in other words, a good script is better content than what currently exists on YouTube. So Brian, how the fuck do we do that? Okay, so that's number one. What makes a good script? So how do we actually write better scripts than other people? It comes down to covering these two concepts that once you apply, will make you a top 1% YouTube scriptwriter. So we'll get right into that right now. To understand how we can beat the existing content in your niche, you have to first understand your audience. Most people will teach you audience research like this. You would have probably heard this advice from somewhere. You need to figure out what are your audience's pain points, desires, frustrations, and problems, other channels that they watch in your niche, and what are their wants. While doing research like this is not wrong, but in terms of market research, this is really just the tip of the iceberg. This is the 1% that you need to do. And people will tell you that once you understand these, your scripts will be that much better because you want to write your scripts to target all of these. But when you really think about it, this simple research is something that your competitors within your channels would have already done, right? Everybody does simple research like this. And if your competitors do it, do you really think that you can stand out by just filling up a 5-question questionnaire? Answer is probably not. So that's why I'm going to teach you 2 concepts that will completely change the way that you approach your scripts. And this is something that I paid $16,000 in coaching for to learn. And I believe it to be the 2 concepts that have allowed my videos to stand out and grow my personal brand from 0 to 1,000 subscribers in just 3 videos in just 26 days. Right now, it's sitting at 9,000 subscribers. And the very first concept is awareness levels. So these are the 5 stages of awareness, right? You go from unaware to problem aware to solution aware to product aware to most aware. And unaware just means that you don't know that you have a problem yet. And then problem aware means that, oh, you're aware that you have a problem. Solution aware means that, oh, you are aware there are solutions to your problems. And then being product aware is being aware that, oh, okay, there's this specific product that I can go and buy. And then being most aware means that you are the closest to buying. And this is super important in the context of buying products. But in the case of YouTube, YouTube is monetizing your attention, right? So your attention is the currency. So we can apply this exact same concept to how viewers behave on YouTube and how we can actually write our scripts. And if this seems a little complex, I'm going to break it down even further. So these are the 5 levels of customer awareness. At the bottom of unaware, there's the most number of people. And at the top, the most aware is there are the fewest number of people. So in the case of weight loss, say you want to lose weight. If you're unaware, you don't even know that you're overweight. So that means you don't even know that you have a problem. You're saying, oh, being overweight is a problem. And then being problem aware is that, oh, okay, I finally know that I'm overweight. Being solution aware is that, oh, I know that there's a solution to being overweight is that I know that I can go to the gym. And being product aware is that I know that I can go and get a gym membership. I know that, okay, there are products out there like a gym membership. And being the most aware is that I know that the gym just around the block is the one that I want to go to right now. Understanding the awareness level of your audience is important because it will determine the actual words that you use to hook your audience in. Because the language that you use will differ, right, from someone who doesn't know that they need help to someone who needs help. The exact language they will use will be completely different. So if you're targeting an unaware audience, you can ask, hey, did you know that you might be overweight? So here you are really trying to educate them on their problem to get them from unaware to problem aware. But if you know that they are problem aware, you're trying to get them from problem aware to solution aware. So you'd be saying something like 10 exercises to lose 10 pounds in 30 days because they already know that they have a problem and now they're just searching for a solution, right? And the solution could be the 10 exercises in this case. Based on the product that you're selling on your channel, based on the title of your video, the viewer who clicks at the specific video will be at different stages of awareness. So one example of unaware level of content would be Iman Gaji's type of content. If you can see on screen here, your script, the title titles are "You're Scared, Don't Worry, I Am Too. Let me teach you how to invest in 2024." Here, it is very broad, it is very unaware, it's targeting a very large audience. Or on the problem level, it would be Instantly AI, right? So for context, Instantly AI runs a cold email marketing software. So here we can talk about the best Loom cold email strategy, how to verify catch-all emails. So this is solving very specific problems, very niche problems. It's targeting people who understand that, hey, I need help with cold email stuff. Or in my case, it would be solution aware, because they're aware that, hey, I need a YouTube scriptwriter, so I am going to watch these videos on YouTube scriptwriting. Or the solution could be, I know that I need to write YouTube scripts, so I'm going to watch specific videos on how to write YouTube scripts. So you can see here the videos, I scripted 1,000 YouTube videos, full scriptwriting course. On the same channel, you can have different videos targeting different awareness levels. Not every video on one channel has to be, say, targeting unaware, or targeting problem aware, or targeting solution aware. You can target different awareness levels with different titles, different ideas, and different scripts. For example, on Layla Hormozi's channel, you can see there's some broad content, right? So this is more targeting an unaware audience, how I reprogrammed my mind to succeed, how to actually be productive. But then on the exact same channel, there's how to hire the best people in the world, right? So this is very broad content. And on the same channel, there's also niche content, like how to hire the best people in the world. So only leaders, only CEOs would actually watch this kind of content. But you need to always remember that when you're writing the script, you need to tailor the language of your script according to the awareness level that the video is meant to target. For example, if your channel is targeting Amazon FBA and the title is how to get rich in a 2025 recession, you can see here that it's very broad. You don't necessarily mention Amazon FBA in the title. So that's why your hook needs to be broad, and you wouldn't necessarily mention Amazon FBA at the very beginning of the video, right? Maybe you'd mention it all the way at the end. And on the same channel, you can have a similar title, how to start an Amazon FBA store in 10 minutes, in which case the way that you write your hook will be different from the previous title, because here we mentioned Amazon FBA. So in the hook, we want it to be really, really targeted towards an Amazon FBA audience. So you can see here with different titles, we are targeting different audiences. So this is something that you really want to be aware of. Or if you have a channel talking about productivity and how to study, and if your video title is how to study so good you can't stop getting straight A's, your approach will be that the hook will be focusing on the studies and the studying approach, right? Many people will think, because I'm a productivity channel, I have to talk about saving time or like how to study fast. In this case, the title isn't targeting that, right? The title is targeting the dream outcome of how to get straight A's. So I wouldn't focus too much on saving time within the hook. When you are scripting your video, you want to map out the different awareness levels of your audience and really determine, what is the awareness level of the specific person who will click on this video. Figure out which awareness level your video title hits. TLDR, you need to understand the pain points and dream outcomes of the viewer of a specific video and target them with the script to hook them in. So these are the 5 stages of awareness that you need to understand in order to write great scripts that are targeted towards your audience. The second concept that will make you a top 1% scriptwriter is sophistication levels. And these are the 5 levels of sophistication that you need to understand. So this is by Eugene Schwartz. You can see here, this is how a market develops. And if this looks a little complex, I'm going to simplify it for you. Level 1 of sophistication is when there is an emergence of a new market. So for example, when you say Elon Musk has a rocket to go to Mars. And level 2 is that Jeff Bezos has a faster way to go to Mars, meaning that there's a new competitor coming into a certain market. So right now, there are 2 players. Elon Musk started at level 1, and then Jeff Bezos come in, hey, I have a faster way to go to Mars. Now there's competitors. This is the exact same as YouTube niches, right? And level 3, Jeff Bezos says that, I have a turbojet streamlined hydrogen-powered rocket that goes to Mars faster. You can see here that now he has a new mechanism of how to go to Mars faster. And level 4 is that his turbojet streamlined hydrogen-powered rocket travels faster because of XYZ reason. So he's giving an explanation for why this new unique mechanism actually works. And level 5 is that you will start to appeal to emotion, right? And the rocket is a way for your family to be happy, live longer, etc. etc. But on YouTube, this 5 levels of sophistication doesn't really apply because you're not directly selling products. Instead, your audience's attention is the product. So if this looks a little complicated and you still don't really understand this, you can simplify it for YouTube. This is what I've called YouTube's levels of sophistication with regards to writing a script. And these are the 3 things that you really want to define. Number 1, it's the positioning of your niche. Number 2, it's the storytelling within your niche. And number 3, it's the quality of insights or information in your niche. So let's talk about positioning first. To make better content than everyone else, you need to understand what your competitors are doing, right? If you just look at your content and have your heads down and buried, if you are in a very competitive niche and you don't know what everyone else is doing, you won't actually know how to stand out. This is super important to do. So when you're watching your competitors' videos, you need to ask yourself, what claims are my competitors making? And number two, what are their unique selling points? And from there, you can define which level positioning in your niche is at, right? Is it level 1 with good positioning, level 2 with advanced positioning, or level 3 with highly sophisticated positioning? So I'm going to give you an example of how to apply this concept. One of my clients, Ethan Garland, is in the finance or forex trading space. And if you know anything about the finance or forex trading space, literally hundreds of thousands of channels making videos every single day talking about, hey, how to trade, because how to trade is a very popular niche. Everyone wants to learn how to trade. Everyone wants to learn how to make passive income from day trading or long trading. So if you look at the positioning within the niche, you need to define, okay, is it at level 1, level 2, or level 3? And you'll find that it's highly sophisticated because there are thousands of competitors. Everyone is trying to make money with trading, and there are literally so many videos, and everyone has been using so many different claims. And it's so competitive to the point that we see expose videos so frequently, right? The cringe world of finance influencers, the growing hatred for finance influencers, blah, blah, blah. It's highly sophisticated in the finance or forex niche. The next thing that we want to define is the level of storytelling. You want to ask yourself, what is the level of storytelling in this specific niche? And once again, you can define it. Is it level 1? Is it level 2? Is it level 3? So is there no storytelling? Is there basic storytelling? Or is there advanced storytelling? You need to define where your niche is at in terms of this. So once again, if we look at the finance or forex space, is there any storytelling? You'll tell, oh, it's kind of advanced, okay? So there's all of these finance influencers telling their own personal stories about how they've came up. So it's kind of better storytelling, but it's not the most advanced, crazy storytelling like in documentary channels. It's not anything crazy. And the last thing that you want to look out for is the quality of insights or information. So when you're watching all of your competitors' videos and you're doing this market research, you want to ask yourself, what is everyone saying in your niche? And what is everyone not saying? What content do viewers like? And what do people have opinions about? When you ask yourself all of these questions, you can really determine, is the quality of information in this niche very high? If it's very high, then you have to find a different way to differentiate. But if the quality of information is not as good, like in certain niches, then if you come in with a higher quality of information, then you'll be able to stand out quite a bit. And in terms of quality of information, I split it into 4 different levels. Number 1 is there just basic information. Basically, almost no one creates content. Level 2 is there intermediate information. Level 3 are the expert insights. And there's an additional level, which is level 4, which is expert insights that are actionable. And the reason I have an extra level 4 here is that just because you have expert insights doesn't mean that it's all applicable. But if you can make it super actionable so that the viewer watches it and they can immediately apply it, that's when you get the biggest wins for your audience. So is it explained in a simple way that is actionable? So if you look at the finance or forex niche, level 1, 2, 3, 4, where's the level of information? I would say it's at expert level because there's so many channels right now, but it is not actionable. So let me give you some context on how YouTube's levels of sophistication is used on my channel. So I'm playing in one niche, YouTube script writing. Most of my content is YouTube script writing related. And if you do some research, right, there's a few random script writing videos. The reason I say it's random because these channels aren't necessarily dedicated to the script writing, right? So most of them talk about YouTube in general. And then there's a few script writing podcasts, shout out George. And mainly there's one competitor, his channel's Luke Scripted, really cool guy. So if I ask myself, what is the level of positioning in this niche? You'll find that, hey, it's actually level 1. Why is it level 1? Because there are not many competitors. There's one other main competitor channel and no one has any crazy claims in terms of, hey, I've worked with all of these guys, right? I've generated all of these views. No one is making videos saying that right now. So that's kind of good positioning. What about the level of storytelling? Once again, it's relatively basic. And why is it relatively basic? Because there's not many people creating videos in this niche yet. And what about the level of information? I would say it's intermediate, right? There are many channels that have individual videos on how to write scripts, but the information isn't anything super out of this world. So now that we have defined the sophistication level that your niche is at, let's talk about how to beat it, okay? So this is all of the market research that we've done. And now we have to say, okay, how can we actually put it into our videos? How can we action it into our videos? So there are 6 ways that you can make your content better than everyone else's. And so that's looking at different positioning, different storytelling, a different quality or level of insights, or a better positioning, better storytelling, and a better quality of insight. Both ways are good, either being different or being better. and you want to have at least 3 to 4 of these, right? Whether it's different positioning, better storytelling, different quality of insights, or whatever combination of this, you really want to think about how you can be better than other channels in terms of these 6 ways. Let's take a look at some examples of big channels who've actually managed to do this. So for example, Alex Hormozi, right? He came into the market saying, I have nothing to sell you. And when he started making videos more consistently around the time of 2020, when he said, I have nothing to sell you, and his videos were going decently viral, this really worked because at the time, there were all of these course gurus who were trying to sell you products, right? But when he said, I have nothing to sell you, and actually the way that he monetizes is with his portfolio, that's something that the market really liked, and not many people said it at the time. Or this channel by Thomas Gannett, who really blew up the SMMA space with his authentic, raw content. You can see that all of his most popular videos are just raw breakdowns. You see how I book 3 to 5 meetings a day. So it's a live cold calling, a live sales calls, how I get my SMMA clients 17x ROAS. And it's really authentic. He's really transparent. And that's how his channel blew up. Or in my case, would be a better positioning, because in my niche, as I said, it's a level 1 positioning, right? There are no crazy claims. So if you can just come in and say, hey, I've worked with these guys, I've generated these results, that's just a better positioning. That's not necessarily something different. So if your niche has very few competitors, right? 1 or 2 competitors, and you have a slightly better positioning than them, that's also a great way to stand out. And an example of different or better storytelling would be Dodford, who has this documentary style that kind of stands out from everyone else's because he uses voice clips and sound bites from the actual actors themselves as part of the documentary to kind of tell the story, which is a really interesting way versus all of the documentaries currently out there that just uses a voiceover from Fiverr and whatnot in order to actually tell the story. And an example of better storytelling is the My First Million podcast, where podcasts are usually pretty boring to listen to unless you're the My First Million, where you talk about business concepts and actually tell interesting stories with them. And another example of better storytelling or creator who has been getting better at the storytelling stuff is Mr. Beast. And for insights, a channel with different insights would be Sam Ovens. He doesn't really post anymore, but when he was posting 5-6 years ago, really stood out within the business space itself because his insight was so different, or the way that he talked about things was so different compared to all of the hustle culture. He really talked about how do you get more work done in a shorter period of time and really explained a lot of these thinking frameworks that very new to the YouTube market back then. And his content really resonated with a very small crowd. And now an example of better insights would be Alex Hormozi. So he doesn't only have better positioning, but he also has better insights in that he simplifies business content in such a way that pretty much anyone who watches it can understand it and can apply it to actually grow their business. So going back to an example of my channel, how did I make my content out sophisticate other script writing channels? And if you want to do this for your own channel too, you can subscribe to the YouTube letter down below for daily breakdowns on how I actually think through these script writing problems. So in terms of positioning, I wanted to position myself differently as the script writing guy. And for storytelling, you could tell, hey, the level of storytelling is really low, so I want to position myself with better storytelling. For some videos, this is applicable. Some videos we really try to tell a story, some videos not so much, and we just give really good information. But in general, when I think about my scripts, I want to think about, hey, how can I incorporate better storytelling? And lastly, it's better insights. So when I'm making a lot of these videos, I put a lot of care into making the quality of insights better than the existing script writing information out there. So I'll really do a lot of research into, hey, what are people saying in terms of writing a script, and how can I, use these insights that I use from writing all these scripts and turn it into content for you guys. So how does this work for videos? Some specific examples here. This was my very first video on this channel, how to make a killer YouTube video for the 2024 algorithm. This video got 17k views. It was posted 7-8 months ago, and it was the very first video that took off my whole channel. I started booking tens of calls just from this one video that got 17k views and pretty much kickstarted this whole channel. And this video was based off these outliers by John Dorman, how to create a killer YouTube video, and this video by April, how to make a killer YouTube intro. And really the thesis when I looked at these two outliers was that, okay, these videos had the same format, but I felt like they were too long or they had sections that were not necessary, right? Is this necessarily true? Maybe, maybe not, but that was kind of the feel that I had when I was watching those videos. So I thought, okay, I see these two outlier formats. How can I potentially out-sophisticate it? It would be to make better content by doing better storytelling, having a higher quality insights, and making the video a little bit shorter. So my video was about 9 minutes long. Their videos were like 15-16 minutes long, which resulted, of course, 17,000 views on a completely new channel, and basically, gave this channel the momentum to kind of start growing. So example number 2, I have this full YouTube script writing course right now. It's sitting at about 120k views. And when I looked at my competition, once again, if you search YouTube scriptwriting in the YouTube search bar, you'll find, okay, all of these videos were a little shorter, right? So the thesis was there is a gap for a super long form scriptwriting resource. So if I were to out-sophisticate and make better content, I needed to do the following with this specific video. I wanted to make bolder claims, so there's better positioning. So if you watch that specific video, you can see that, oh, I break it down, hey, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, and I really put out my credentials out there with bolder claims. I had better insights, so I really broke stuff down in such a simple way that the viewer can watch that segment and immediately go and write better hooks. So that's the way that I thought about it. And I wanted to make a longer video. So if I can see that all of the videos within niche, so if I could make a video that's an hour and 30 minutes long, it would have that remarkability factor. It would actually pique the viewer's interest because, hey, I haven't really seen a super long resource on YouTube scriptwriting. Or if someone searches on the search bar, YouTube scriptwriting, and that video actually ranks for it and they're looking for a super long guide, that's something that they're more likely to watch through from start to finish. And the final result is this video with 129,000 views right now, just over, I think, 4 or 5 months. And this video single-handedly grew my newsletter subscribers from 0 to, in the screenshots, about 3,000, but right now it's about 5,000 to 6,000 subscribers. On a video-by-video basis, you want to create a thesis on how you can improve on your niche's content based on, number one, the level of awareness. Is the target audience more solution-aware? Are they more problem-aware? Or are they unaware? And the level of sophistication within your niche, looking at positioning, looking at storytelling, looking at the quality of insights too. So these are some goals to keep in mind when you are trying to apply this. Number one, you don't have to be right with every single thesis that we make. You just want to put enough thought into the execution of the video. The goal is to not be right all the time. Frankly, no one is right all the time, but you can do this to maximize the chance of a banger video. This process doesn't guarantee that your video will go viral. Anyone who kind of tells you that any process will guarantee that your video will go viral is probably not telling the truth, but it does increase your chances of hitting a home run because there is an actual methodology behind why you're doing certain titles and certain video ideas. Because most channels will only have 1 to 2 banger videos, so if doing this on every video helps you get a 1% edge on all of your competitors, eventually you have videos in a similar format that just does better. There's this graph by James Clear that kind of shows that if you focus on getting 1% better every single day, and you go through kind of this thesis and this thought process when you're scripting your videos, and you do it 1% better every single time, if you focus on getting 1% better with every single script that you write. And remember, you only need 2 videos a year to pop off to make your channel. Okay, you just need 2 videos every single year. So if you do this every single day, that will maximize your chances of getting that. So these are the 2 concepts, looking at the awareness level of your audience and looking at the YouTube sophistication level based on positioning, storytelling, and the quality of insights. Now, let's talk about how to brainwash viewers to keep watching and to love you for it. I want you to look at this video by Iman Gadzhi. It's called The Best Online Business to Start as a Beginner. It has 9.4 million views. It is the most viewed video within the business space. If you just looked at the title, how would you script it? If you just looked at its title, the typical structure that you would follow for a normal script would be, hey, why contract arbitrage is the best business model. So this is the mechanism that he talked about, how to start contract arbitrage, and then you talk about step 1, step 2, step 3. But when you really analyze the structure that Gadzhi had for that specific video, it looks a little more like this. Introduction to what's happening in the real world, and then he talks about real world success stories and that his students, how they've won with that, why most online business models fail for beginners, and then he compared the different business models, what's good about them, what's bad about them, and he explains the different business models, and then he talks about outreach and sales strategies and how to actually execute on the contract arbitrage. He doesn't go straight into talking about the steps of how to start the best online business like a tutorial. Instead, he starts by instilling beliefs. And these beliefs are what the viewer needs to have in order to believe that contract arbitrage is the best business model. I want you to look at this video that I made. The title is I Scripted 1,000 YouTube Videos and Here's Everything to Know. Before I started making the video, I already knew that I wanted to give the viewers better storytelling and better insights. This is just from my analysis from the previous point that I talked about. And I wanted to meet the expectations with the title and thumbnail because my viewers have a high level of awareness and a high level of sophistication. So how could I possibly make my video fulfill on these 4 elements? You want to say something completely new, and I call them belief breaking points, just like what Iman Gadzhi did in his video. So what are beliefs? In order for your viewers to buy something, they need to hold certain beliefs. For example, if you're Iman Gadzhi and you're selling a course on SMA or how to make money online, viewers must have certain beliefs before they're able to buy this course. Number 1, they must be confident in their own ability to make $10,000 a month online. They must want to know that I can make money online. They must, be empowered to know that they can actually do it. Self-improvement and mastery is something that every young man needs to achieve. So that's a big part of, what it actually takes to make money online. Know that making 10K a month is my goal to get me out of my current state. Or they must know that SMMA or whatever Iman is selling is the most efficient efficient way to get there. And other business models aren't as efficient, so they'll go and work with Iman to build an SMMA. So these are all of the beliefs that you need to have, but for yourself, how can you identify these belief breaking points? Step 1 is to take your market research and figure out the awareness and sophistication level of your audience. And step 2, go to ChatGPT and you want to prompt the following, right? The prompt is, I'm a YouTuber in this niche. So far, all the viewers in my niche are quite unaware or problem aware, blah, 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 on the awareness scale. So my niche also has different levels of sophistication, positioning. My niche has this positioning for storytelling, this positioning, quality of information. My niche has this level of information. So here's an example, right? I'm a YouTuber in the script writing niche. So far, my viewers in my niche are quite solution aware on the awareness scale. My niche also has different levels of sophistication, positioning. My niche has good positioning. For storytelling, my niche has no storytelling. And for the quality of information, my niche has intermediate info. With this information in mind, what beliefs must my viewer hold true if they want to become better script writers and I'm selling them a script writing service? So let's go back to my example. If you are me and you're selling a script writing service, what are the viewer beliefs? So to buy a YouTube script writing service that's done for you, it means I go into your channel and help you write your scripts. Number 1, you need to believe that scripting takes a long time and you don't have the time for it right now. Number 2, you need to believe that scripting your videos will help you go more viral. So if you aren't already scripting your videos, you need to know that, okay, if I want to script my videos, I need to make them better. Number 3, it's that scripting your videos will save you time in front of the camera. So my kind of service kind of hinges on, hey, will it save time in front of the camera? Number 4, scripting your videos will get you more sales, especially if you're a business owner and you're working with a script writer, right? You want to know that the scripts that you write will get you more sales. Number 5, I can emulate your voice. Number 6, you need to trust me to actually buy because I have tons of case studies and credentials. So belief breaking points are whatever new concepts, whatever new information that can blow your viewer's mind, or taking what's old and turn it new and giving it a new spin by saying it in a different way or saying it in a clearer way, or taking what's old and turning it new by saying it in a different way or in a better way. These are what belief breaking points are. These are points that you want to include inside your video to actually build massive amounts of trust with your viewers. So how can you use belief breaking points to your advantage? We have to understand this. Most viewers want to do 2 things. 1, they want to understand how to do something. And number 2, they want to believe that they can actually do it. And to do this, you need to take your viewers through a process. And this is what I call the awareness level chain, right? And this goes back to, once again, the 5 stages of awareness. If they are already at the problem aware stage, meaning they already know that they have a problem, say, I know that I'm overweight, you want to take them through certain belief breaking points, which is educating them on what they don't know, plus educating them on what they need to know. And that way you can give them, okay, how to do something and the belief that they can actually do something. So for example, if you want the viewer to buy consulting on how to grow on YouTube, say you run a coaching program, the belief breaking points will be that the content needs to teach something new on how to grow on YouTube and it still believes they can take action and that they know that they can actually grow on YouTube. And only then will viewers buy. But you have to understand, in that example, not everyone will be problem aware. As I said before, when you're looking at different awareness levels and when you're doing market research based on different video titles, based on different video ideas, your audience will be at different awareness levels, right? They could be more solution aware or they could be more unaware. And not everyone will be problem aware. That's why you need to educate them on their problem if they are unaware. So once again, if they are unaware, you want to educate them to get them to problem aware. Or if they're problem aware, what do you want to educate them on? You need to educate them on there being solutions. Or if they're solution aware, you really want to build trust and instill certain beliefs so that they become product aware. So this is your process. If say viewers are unaware, right? They don't know anything, they have a low understanding of a topic and they're a beginner. You want to take them to problem aware where they know that they have a problem and you can do this with content. And if your content is good and you have certain belief breaking points, you can take them from problem aware to solution aware, knowing that there is a solution out there. So once again, this is your process, right? If you're unaware, you need to hook them in with what they already know, instill certain belief breaking points to educate them on what they don't know so that they become problem aware. And then once they're problem aware, you educate them once again with different belief breaking points so that they're solution aware. And then once they're solution aware, you can sell them the solution. And then that's how viewers buy. Every video that you post needs to follow this process, right? And you may start it completely unaware and take them to problem aware in this one video. Or they could start from problem aware and you take them to solution aware in this very specific video. Every video that you post needs to follow the ABBB rule, which is you need to always be breaking beliefs. Now, why? Because for all of my videos, belief breaking points build trust and value. And trust and value leads to more subscribers, more views, and more sales. So you want to make a list of all the beliefs that your viewer needs to hold to trust you and incorporate those belief breaking points into your scripts. The results are crazy once you take script writing seriously. You want to make a list of all the beliefs that your viewer needs to hold to trust you and then incorporate those belief breaking points into your scripts. This might seem like a long and tedious process, but the results are crazy once you start start taking script writing seriously. I'm a living example. These are just some screenshots with some clients, and now it's your turn. If you want a free script writing guide where I break down a lot of these concepts more in depth, subscribe to the YouTube letter, link in the description, and thank you for watching. Also, if you're looking to learn how to write hooks, how to write call to actions, how to write a body, and how to cut your research time in half, I highly recommend that you watch my full script writing guide. I go through everything that you need to know about how to write a great YouTube script. It's an hour 30 minutes long, but I guarantee it's the best video that you'll watch today. Click over here to watch it, and I'll see you in the next one.